let us begin with a very short introduction of what this program is all about. A few years ago, we had started a program at Midwestern University where we were trying to gather colleagues from Midwestern University of Nepal, a small university in the western region, western province of Nepal, where we were trying to implement a writing integrated teaching across the curriculum. And that it grew exponentially into a mission. First, we went from integrating writing into the curriculum to faculty development initiative for semester-based learning system, which grew into a large program for Tribhuvan University, Nepal's largest university with more than 400,000 students and 7,000, 8,000 faculty. That then had an impact on the public-private collaboration. Surendra Subedi and I, and Anuj Tiwari and I, and Prem Pakji, who is also here, started a number of different initiatives, but that grew also into India and Bangladesh. And in Bangladesh with Professor Muhammad Samsudzaman, Nasreen Parvin, and a lot of other colleagues, we started a small group of three groups: writing-based group, research-based group, scholarship-based group, and academic support group. And for 1 year in Bangladesh, we ran a monthly webinar series. There are 3 webinars every month. We celebrated that with a summit in summer of 2018. We also returned to Dhaka in 2019 at North-South University. We similarly celebrated the annual series of webinar trainings in Nepal in many universities. And finally this year in February, after Dr. Prem Pak and I had run a very successful writing group for universities across Nepal, we thought, Surendra and I thought, why don't we make it a little more crazy? I'm not using the word carelessly. So what we did was to take that idea of creating a community of writers, providing them support, and giving them an accountability mechanism. And then we said, let's advertise this on Facebook. So Chandraji will tell us in a moment, but we advertised this on Facebook. And after we advertised it on Facebook, about 200 plus people applied who were really wonderful researchers from across the spectrum. And they applied, and we gave that list of applications to a colleague here in State University of New York, where I work, SUNY. And that colleague listed that by the sort of readiness to actually write and publish a research article. And so we took the top 20, and it turns out that the interest is so high, we also wanted to bring a few more people, and we brought 24 people in. And then after the first 4 weeks of training, which involved learning to gather data, analyze data, outline an article, and pitch your article by understanding both the journal as an venue of publication and the scholarship in your field on that topic. So we taught them a bunch of skills by using video materials, by using peer-to-peer workshops, by using this kind of workshopping. And then after 1 month, we had gone into a break to give the 24 people the time to draft their article. Then the whole thing happened. So we extended only by 2 weeks. We pretended nothing had happened. Well, I can admit now, the folks in the group may be very angry with us. And then we asked them to come back and do a full-fledged peer review. That peer review would replicate how peer review is done in academic journals, so that when their article goes into peer review, the article will be 2 or 3 times more likely to be accepted. So they came, and as partners, they peer reviewed each other's work by using rubrics, by using standard methods of peer review. And in 4 weeks, most of them have completed and made their articles ready toward publication. This is a phenomenal feat. I cannot tell you how phenomenal, but I'm not going to brag about it. I'm going to ask 2 to 3 people to talk about it. Okay. First, I would like who had Nasrin. Can you highlight some of the features of our program for us? Let me check if you have access to the microphone, Nasrin. 1 second. Unmute. Yes, Nasrin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nasrin Parvin. I'm mainly one of the participants, but I'm a co-facilitator as well. One of the main features of this program is it made the participants as a researcher held to be accountable to the timeline, to our objective to publish, to our partner, to our mentor, and also like to the group as a whole. Discussion and follow-up sessions on weekly milestones made each other to assist, to persist in our research and writing in this difficult time. Peer review and revision focused on engaging our sources so that whatever we had, we engaged them on our terms as in part of the writing process. Recapping the summary of each meeting after each session encouraged the participants to grasp fully on the activities and the preparation we needed to read, write, report, or review. The presence and discussion of the experts from different fields stimulated the writing process in an inspiring way. There were no pressure, but there was always a push from mentors and from partners to review our outline draft with a focus on what we need, and then to have an elaborate discussion on the feedback we were getting from the partners as well as from the mentors. Local meetings and discussions were held so that the participants can be benefited from. Reaching out and building up relationship with the mentors and partners made the program dynamic. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Nasrin. So the word accountability is the key word there. And it is in an open source, truly open source. There's no fee involved. There's no reward involved. There's simply volunteerism in its crazy form. Chandraji, as a participant, can you please highlight some? Let me unmute you. 1 second. Chandraji, give me 1 second. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much. What I say about the program is, this has a feature of the easiest, fastest, and most reliable communication system. Getting updated every moment on what to do next and how to do next together is always increasing factor. It's something that teaches us how we can learn by doing. We are asked to work a lot. That means we are provided the opportunity to learn a lot, and everything free of cost. People drop out programs when things are free. But I myself was committed on the very first day that I will continue it. And I find many of us are following the same principle, that this is free, but this is the best, not to drop at any cost. No storm could stop us. No COVID-19, unfortunately, has stopped us. And we are moving forward. Thank you. Thank you very much.
From India, Pratyusha, would you mind sharing some thoughts? 1 second. I need to unmute you. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shyam. Good morning, everyone. Before I joined the research writing group, I had the practice of writing dissertation, MPhil dissertation, and PhD thesis, but I did not have a good knowledge about writing research articles for journals, and then this writing group helped me to understand the big shift towards writing research articles as an independent scholar with the research as an agenda in mind. It also helped me to find out venues and understand what the journals are asking, and how to address the audience of the journal, and how to make our articles more acceptable, and what is the how do we make our articles more acceptable. So this is what this research writing group was, it was very important from that point of view. Apart from that, as writers who are trying to learn something new, every workshop that we had every week, it was it helped us in learning the art of writing, because we had so many problems as writers. Personally, I had this habit of getting overwhelmed by the process of writing. I always got overwhelmed by this process of narrativity taking over me, because I used to read so much, so it always overwhelmed my act of writing, and then this act of procrastination also, so many problems. So helped me to learn how to give a proper shape and structure to my writing. So every deadline was a push towards it, and every week taught us how to go about it in a very systematic order. Because initially when we start writing, the ideas are very haphazard, very disorganized. So and then we used to talk about it. We used to share our problems. There used to be breakout rooms. We used to talk to each other and share our problems. In so many ways we learned. And then the best factor was, we were assigned mentors, to teach us how to write, to facilitate us in our writing. And I was blessed to have Amina Singh as my mentor, and she pointed out the fault lines in my writing. Sometimes, because when we write, we are so blinded by our own ideas that we don't see the loopholes or the problems in our writing. But Amina ma'am was so gracious enough to show the problems, and it was not once, it was twice. She gave me her valuable feedback, and I'm so thankful to her. And then how can I miss talking about Shyam Sharma? Shyam has been such a wonderful coordinator and facilitator. One chance meeting with him, because when I was in the act of writing, one chance meeting with him taught me so many things, because I was so much into the process of reading that I was not able to start writing. So after talking to him, he advised me that you should stop reading and some point of time you should start writing. So from then on it started, and every mail from him was a kind of inspiration for us. It's not about me, it's about all the participants, and we used to talk with each other also. So every mail from him, every idea from him was something so encouraging. And he also shared our other facilitators, presenters. It was wonderful, and it was nice talking to partners. We provided feedback to each other, other experts, also scientists. It opened my eyes to the idea that all other disciplines, we can collaborate with other disciplines. And so it was very nice. My experience has been very wonderful. Thank you.
Tusa. I'm trying to save time a little bit, but one thing that must be highlighted is that mentors who were assigned to these scholars were experts, published scholars, very prominent scholars in the field. Shout out to everybody. Please give them a clap or a thumbs up on your task. Because of you, our scholars have been able to write. You have pushed them forward. Equally important are academic leaders who came to the initial meeting, who we were able to be in touch with. We have talked to them about the larger mission behind this completely open South Asian community of scholars who came together and connected. Peers, thank you very much, because you helped each other. That was the most important thing. Sometimes you were working across disciplines and you were really helping each other, not on the content of the writing, but on the mission of the writing, right? And then there is a larger vision that we will talk about at the end. We will hear from others instead of us talking. So now I would like to send the presenters into the breakout room, so that among the 48 of us, 47, 48 of us, there'll be only 8 per room. So I would like to open the breakout rooms. We have plenty of time at the end to talk as a full group. But for now, I'd like to open the breakout rooms. Now, the presenters will present for about 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 5 maximum. After that, there will be 10 minutes for you to have a discussion. The second presenter, please, when the first presenter 15 minutes is over, maybe the first presenter, when your 15 minutes is over, please stop the group and ask the second presenter in the room to continue. Okay, let me open the rooms. 15 minutes for the first, 15 minutes for the second, 15 minutes for the third, and then we'll come back to this room and have a full discussion, however much time we have within the 90 minutes total. Welcome back to the main room. We had to do a quick troubleshooting because the technology was not helping us today. What we're doing is basically bringing everybody to the main room before asking you to go to the last presentation. Let us take another 10 minutes. Let's take about 10 minutes for the third round of presenters.
It's like a marathon of going in and going out.
Don't worry about it. At least you're not having to stand up and run. Okay, you're still sitting. So it's just for clarity, two presenters have presented, and the third presenter in the room will do the presentation. So if you have already presented, please don't take the time. Number one. Number two, if in your room a third presenter is not present, come back to the main room, one of you, and let us know. So we will assign you to a room where there's no one. So someone please come to tell us that in room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there is no presenter. If there are two different presenters who have not yet presented in the same room, one of you come back to the main room. So we will try to do something. This has been a technological breakdown, but we're not giving up. We never gave up with the pandemic. We'll not give up with the technology. We need to hear from all of these wonderful, amazing guests. We have taken too much of your time, but in 7, 8, 10, 9, 10 minutes, we'll bring you back and we will hear from everybody here. I'm really looking forward to that. Please be patient. Go to the different rooms. Please hit the join button and do the final presentation.
Good morning, Surendra Subedi here. Also one of the coordinator of this writing support program. Sam sir?
Yes.
Can you just
show it?
You're sharing. I know. Thank you. The context and issue of my research are the status of research and publication in South Asia. There is an increasing demand for it from our universities, but there is a low or no support at all. So what happens when there is high demand and no support? What happens when institutional policy simply rewards the product, but there is no culture of engaging in process? Current research shows that this leads to institutional policy simply rewards the product, but there is no culture of engaging in process. Current research shows that this leads to production of research and publication that is not very useful to society, that is based on fake data, that lacks quality of analysis and knowledge presented, that makes no real social impact locally. So I wanted to do an action-based case study of this particular writing accountability group project itself. And my research question is, can writing support make an intervention and address the problem? How can it do so effectively? Can it help to address the larger systematic challenges? And in particular, I wanted to understand what needs to be done to maintain accountability in this kind of voluntary support groups. What programs and approaches work and what don't. So far, I have found that there is a lot of interest and motivation, especially among younger scholars, both students and faculty, but partly because of the disruption of the pandemic that happened in the middle, members' commitment has not matched their motivation and interest. Of course, the pandemic magnified existing problems such as greater focus on knowledge than on skills, and also more focus on product than on process. There is low confidence, limited collaborations. However, I also observed from the data and research notes in the last 3 months that our scholars are eager to learn and produce research that they seek support more than they can find it, and that they are also willing to help one another. In terms of my experience and learning, I am yet to finish the draft, and I am asking Dr. Sam Sharma to help me complete this project. But I am not going to blame just the pandemic. I had too many other commitments during this time, so I need more discipline to prioritize writing. But I have a draft, and I will complete manuscript soon. Thank you, and later on we can discuss on this particular topic. Since I have been doing action research on this, I would love to have some conversation over this topic after this, Sam sir.
Thank you very much. So the floor is open. Surendra was sharing some of the findings of action research based on this group's mission program itself. Questions, comments, feedback? let us go to the broader question, everybody. Should we start with Siva sir? If you'd like to make a quick observation, because you are the academic head of the largest university, probably in the region, with 430 some thousand students, 8,000 faculty. And if TU can lead the way, then not only Nepal, there will be a ripple effect across the region. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam sir, to the organizer inviting me as a part of this webinar series, so that I came to know the researchers from across Nepal, India, and Bangladesh are working together to enhance their research, writing, and publication, and enhancing their educational performance of the personally and their universities they belong, and academic leaders and scholars are supporting their endeavor. Since university education is not just hitting the courses and books, it is the place of incorporating the research, innovative ideas, experiences from the globe. Certainly, this type of effort can help the production of knowledge, skills, and innovative ideas. In this occasion, on behalf of Tribhuvan University, I would like to appreciate those academicians, scholars who have supported, and also like to congratulate all the participants and presenters. I'd like to thank the pioneers of this webinar group for their endless support, not only in these research orbs, but also in pedagogical training as well as other activities and publications too. I wish all the very best to all participants in further process. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I know that from Kathmandu University, there are colleagues from Pokhara University, from universities in Pratyusha. Do you see anybody from India? And I know that there are colleagues from Bangladesh. Let us hear from all different universities. Anybody, please take on the mic and please share your thoughts. Purvanchal University.
Biju Thomalia, sir, he's here.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shyam Sharma. Good morning, everyone. I'm from Purvanchal University, Dean Faculty of Management. So it was wonderful to be in this session here in this morning. Well, actually, it reminds me of my research days in the university where we too had this kind of discussion, you know. What I say is that this is very important for researchers at this moment when they are doing research, when they are discussing their ideas, when they're discussing their writing patterns or the methodologies. It is very important to have a peer group where they can discuss among each other and can share their experience. And with this sharing the experience, it definitely helps a lot in shaping their research, in shaping their or in confidence in going into their research. So I see this initiative is a very important one, especially most of the researchers, I know that they have difficulties in writing their part, because that is the most important part of research also, because you need to communicate to the world. And that's where most of the people, because that is not their core strength, let me tell you, because they could be in science, they could be in management, they could be in literature, any other things. But the writing is something else. And that part we always ignore. But till we come to the point when we have to start writing our research work. And then we find the difficulties that we don't know how to do that. And I think this kind of workshop will definitely be a good initiative for all the researchers or who are doing research and they would like to communicate to the world about their research. And I think that this is the right platform. And I'm really very happy to be in this today. Well, basically, I do organize, and I hope that we can have this kind of sessions with the other researchers too.
Let me build on that, sir. Let me build on that. I know that we're out of time already, so we'd like to take another 10 minutes, borrow 10 minutes from our audience and our participants here. Please feel free to leave if you are have another commitment. But Deepak Subedi sir is here from Kathmandu University. How could institutions maybe create support mechanisms? Are there support mechanisms like faculty support centers? Are there support mechanisms like grants, seed grants, and other types of grants? Are there beyond the PhD? Pratyusha ji said in the beginning that when she finished a PhD, she had learned only to write a dissertation. But as an independent researcher, she had really not grappled with the challenges of making research, empirical international journal article publications. So how could we fill that gap for faculty? Deepak sir, or any other colleague?
Dr. Sam, thank you so much for inviting.
You're muted, sir.
I have the pleasure of attending it for the past few months. And I'm very glad to know that you have started this in the very right moment, because this online workshop has been very relevant in the present world situation where the mobility has been highly restricted.
We were online 5 years before everybody went online. I don't say that to brag. We were.
So, I'm not sure how did you know that it will be very useful in this coming time. And I have the pleasure of attending 2 different sessions, room number 1 and room number 4, and the presentation were very, very interesting. And I find that our research scholar has been benefited from this scheme very much for the past few months when we have this lockdown. And moreover, you have been able to coordinate the researcher from wide horizon, including many countries. And it was my great pleasure to be a part of this workshop.
Indeed, you came to the first session, you have been advising us, and we have been talking about how to make this kind of networking more sustainable and more connected across the institutions. Thank you.
So I would like to thank all the participants and then congratulate this team for managing this session wonderfully, because managing this parallel session in a virtual media is quite difficult and challenging, and you have been able
it was not good today. But
I thank you very much once again, and wish you all the best in your future endeavor too. Thank you so much,
other colleagues, academic leaders from other universities.
I would like to say some experience on research, writing, and presentation and publication. I have been doing research for more than 30 years in civil engineering. Especially my field is concrete and engineering materials. When it was 90s, let's say I started from 89, my research and publication from 91, 92. At that time, the research, engineering research was patent based. We do the research and we develop the product, verify the product, get the patent, and we just publish the paper in journal or in the international publication. And from then to now on, I have expressed a lot of changes in research writing and publication these things. At that time, there was no matter of English grammar and way of writing and these things. And there was no problem of any plagiarism in literature review and these things. And now, I feel myself that journals are in business. They raise the question of English grammar, they raise the question of plagiarism, even in literature review and this thing, and self-plagiarism. And in 90s, when I sent the paper in the international journal in America or in UK, they would not ask, hey, your English is poor. But now in 2020, when I write the journal manuscript and send to one impact factor journal, first they comment that your English is poor. It is what I'm experiencing.
So how do we, sir, how do we then promote research and publication? How do we support our faculty and our emerging scholars.
Yeah, it is my great chance to be near with you. From now on, when I write any paper and these things, I have I heard that Shyam Sharma is from Gulmi. I'm also from Gulmi. When I write the paper, I'll contact you and just request you how my grammar is. Or any
Okay.
colleagues from America or Britain.
Thank you for the comment. I would like to hear from other colleagues about the fundamental question of how do we meet the challenge of producing research that is meaningful, impactful, not only for citation, but actually making a difference in life and society. If you look at, we will provide you all of the synopsis, all of the 24 researchers here. Each of them has a social impact, not as in just simply stating what the social impact is, actual social impact that is within it. Professor, unmute.
Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone. My general query as well as the difficulty is that we look here so many issues in research in which we have done nothing at all. But if we pick up these issues and write off some manuscript and send to them, the world research dialogues have been moved so forward, so we could not pick up them. If we try to look at their dialogues in different forums, our research society is not developed so far. The major question or query is that whether we have to follow the impact factor, index factor, or the social impact factor. If we do not follow the index factor, we will be nowhere in the international research arena. But if we forget or we, let me say, ignore the social impact factor, then what is the meaningful
external impact?
That is the question. And how can we merge these things is the major concern of.
That's a billion-dollar question. How can we produce research that has a journal impact factor, but also has social impact factor? Because the two may not be the same.
Sam, sir, I have one query from, since lots of guests are from our institutional leader as well as research head. Universities, my action research is also on this particular topic. Universities are demanding impact factor articles from impact factor journal, but why the universities are not supporting the scholars to write in that kind of platform? Why there is no support from the universities, and what can we do to support the scholars so that they can publish in a good venue and create social impact as well?
Yes. So Surendra's question is, in economics, there is demand and supply. In academics, there must be demand and support. If you demand something, the student is not going to produce that. There is teaching, there is support, there is resource, and the support, the quality of the product and the process is greater. But in our case, what was happening is that there's the support does not match the demand. And so how are universities going to provide environment, support systems?
That was my concern. If we talk about the scenario in Nepalese practice, then only we will be able to contribute for our society. So we must have to develop some, let me see, the platform which will encourage the researcher for the social impact factor as well.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Of course, the policy must change, but it's not enough to complain about policy. I think the practice must change too.
Can I say something about this?
May we hear from Siring sir something? Siring sir?
Can you please, all of you, turn on your video? We are simply talking to the wall.
Thank you, Surendra sir, and and thank you for this great initiative. My name is Chering Lama. I've done my undergrad, master's, and PhD from UK. At the moment, I'm associated with the Kathmandu University at the Vice Chancellor office. I can see the Professor Deepak Sabiti here as well. I don't want to take much time, but I just want to add on what you all are discussing is how we can really push forward the applied knowledge. Because at the moment, the knowledge is always within the institutions, but how we can really take this knowledge into a community where they can really see the benefit. And other thing is people never look at the knowledge as something that people can investable beside their own loved ones. So this is kind of bringing a balance as Sham sir said that, supply and demand, but something we need to create this. At the moment that I'm working with Professor Deepak, Professor Ramisar, like just want to look into the polymer impact on the healthcare settings. Plasmas plays in the healthcare settings. And this is about the bringing the knowledge and the practice together. And to take this forward is that there is a great support mechanism need to be built among the researcher as well. There is no research grant scheme from the institutions like a private institution in Nepal. Either you have to come from university grant commissions or from a not-for-profit or a UN. But there should be another level of collaboration needed from the commercial perspective. Why this knowledge has so much impact? But there is a huge gap between the policy, knowledge, and practice. Knowledge always stays in a silo where there's no contributions or nobody been properly look into how it's going to have an impact on the policy side, and also on the practice side. So that we have got a big challenge, but at the same time that our as an academician job is how to make this knowledge more visible. And that is something that we constantly need to look into, and not just the people waiting to come to us, is we have got an equal responsibility to take the knowledge back to the society as well. And this is something that there's a challenge, but I think this is a great opportunity for us as well.
Yes.
One of the things is I love to kind of see forward that is there possible of creating some graduate research grants? Is there something that possible of creating a wider network of a grant, not just for the well-off researcher, but early researcher as well?
Yes.
Writing is a daunting thought. Writing is not just like you're not writing an opinion paper. Writing, you're writing an academic paper, there's a certain kind of discipline is required, certain kind of peer review is required. So due to that as well, that at the moment we are so much driven by the opinion type of writings. What happens in the Facebook become more important than what happens in the lab. So sometimes the things have been taken over by the social media and the other newspaper than how the gradual process been taken in the lab or in the research setting. So I think there should be a collaborations and a balance between that, how we can communicate our knowledge to the commoners, and also how we can listen to the commoners, what is the knowledge they want to hear. So I think there should be collaboration. I think this is a wonderful opportunity that we can take it forward. And biggest challenge for us is how we can adopt and adapt the new normal. Because our teaching and learning going to change for now and forever. And it's going to be a new challenge. Is this going to be our new normal? Meeting you all online, sharing? I think maybe this is the future for us teaching and learning as well. So with this note, I just want to say once again, congratulations for taking this initiative. There's always a room for improvement as a researcher goes on, but I love to hear more and see where we can add the value and how we can put the text into context. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let me share something.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, thank you very much for providing this great opportunity. I'm Buddhiraj Joshi from Pokhara University. So there are two things that we have to think. One is research and business. The world is now turning towards the business, not only research. So we have already started the research and business development model at Pokhara University through the Nepal Innovation and Techno Entrepreneurship Center. And another thing is research and publication. So these two things should be integrated for the final output. This is my suggestion for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a wonderful point. Thank you. Other colleagues, let us wrap up.
James are also supposed to say something.
Hello. Hi. Yes. This is very interesting discussion. The first thing is for me, as a researcher, we are contributing to broader community and as well as the community of our own. So maybe coming from different field, for example, engineering or education or English. So at one level, so we produce knowledge. That's okay. That's great. But regarding this impact to the community, it's very important to have like institutional support to the researchers. And basically, I would recommend, maybe suggest, because we have leaders from different universities here. So it's very important to have community engagement grants. We don't have any institution or any structure, any mechanism which supports or which recognizes the scholars, researchers, faculties, community engagement work. We just look at the, our publication matters, that's okay. But, if we don't get opportunity to utilize our knowledge that we have produced through our research to for community, for a broader community, then there is no way that faculty are motivated to engage with community. So that's why we as we have like professional support centers, we should also have like community engagement centers. So where we fully recognize that like publication, we also recognize, or our institutions also recognize, the faculty members work with communities, community service and other things. So that is not happening, and we have not put into any discourses, and even in our policies.
Service dimension, community dimension.
Yeah, service dimension is almost ignored. Just look at this example. Like, we have been helping each other, and we have been spending every Saturday. I'm not, but the group like Sam G and other colleagues are spending their time helping each other, and it's part of community work. And our institution do not recognize,
nope,
these things. So even it goes to our CV maybe, but oh wow, what did you do? You didn't publish, but you just talk with your colleagues, and that's what you like to be recognized. But it's community service, and it's very important for our institution to recognize whatever community work we do.
Yeah.
I think that's
important. So I think some of the things that have been pointed out that are very important now: connecting research with entrepreneurship, market, commercialization, product, social impact, service, and mentorship. Surendra, you're muted.
Minraj sir, please. I would like to hear from Minraj Rakal sir, Professor Minraj sir.
Yes, Deep Rawal sir also here in the program, Research Director of Midwestern University.
We have Professor Dr. Deep Rawal, Research Director of Midwestern University.
Yes, thank you very much. Just I will first congratulate this group, the organizers and participants, that this is a very useful for conducting very useful program. Now, when we do research, doing research is not enough until we will be able to publish it. Then simply doing research will be zero value. Then when we will publish our research, then we have to be careful that we are communicating it to the large people of readers. And when we will be established as an academician, is that our research, our finding must be acceptable to other research community. We have to be very careful that our results be acceptable. And this is a very important aspect. Until our results are accepted and used by other people, our results will have very little value. And when we talk about the social impact, I want to say something about the social impact of the research papers. The academicians are at a very high level, and there is a large gap between the academician and the society, the people in the ground level. For example, when a mathematician will publish a very good and very high level paper in a very high impact factor journals, then it is sure that only a few people who are familiar with this field will read it. But there are some middlemen in between the society and the academicians. Academic articles will be read by the other academicians, and then there are journalists, and there are social activists, and there are popular writers. The journals will publish high-level research articles, review articles, but there are some other journals which will publish popular articles who will act in between the society and the academicians, and they will have the responsibility to correctly put the research findings to the society in a very good level, so that society will be able to accept it.
Thank you, sir.
Level, society and the journalists, social activists, and the popular writers, and then the academicians. This factor we have to consider. Thank you very much.
My video is not working. I'm assuming many other colleagues' video is not working also. The technology is not good. But in spite of all of the technological disruptions today, one thing that I'd like to highlight is that this was not an actual standard presentation, standard conference. So I'm not really worried about how technology disrupted, because it was a celebration where we wanted to ask colleagues to just spend 2 minutes to say what they did. We will provide you the full report, all of you, the full report of all of the research presentation done, and we'll provide you a full report of why we did this, how we did this, and we'll write an article, and we'll also publish and present the article for your review. This way, what we did can become a model for future writing support and research support groups. It might also become a source of information for institutions that want to establish support mechanisms. We are always there to support you. If you need any support for establishing support mechanisms, please let us know. Our bureaucracies have staff college in most countries, right? But our universities do not have a staff college. Staff college in the sense of a place where people can go have coffee and tea, where they can mentor each other, where they can meet and have discussions, where they can also learn how research skills and research projects, and they can do collaborations, and they can do international collaborations or institutional collaborations. So I'd like to once again celebrate our colleagues for the presentation. Your presentation may not have gone extremely well because of the technological disruption, but the fact that you completed and you came here and you logged on Zoom was an accomplishment. So let us not worry about all of the things that are happening. I cannot turn on my own video. I was telling other colleagues to turn on theirs. 1 or 2 colleagues, and then let us wrap up.
Sam sir, I think someone is some scholar is from Midwestern University as well. If we have the representation from Midwestern universities,
please let us hear all voices.
Yeah.
Who is our scholar from the? One of the things that I
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Deep Rahul sir.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Namaskar and good morning. Good morning to all research scholars, research directors, and peer reviewers and great presentators. So, congratulate to South Asia Writing Group and Discussion Group with a great moment and great program held today. Yes, it was so benefited to us. I have tremendously benefit from us. I would be very delighted to organizer of this event. No? Okay, then we in the Midwestern University we have one research center. Under research center we have also managed research management cells in each and every faculties or campuses. So, but unluckily, we have not adequate fund or grant to operate so many research in the various disciplines and faculties level. So, what is big drawbacks in our country? The government has and also university has, and no private sector or public sector has donate or help to various research. That is the main problem of our country. So no problem, that is the another thing, but we do hard work, we do how to write a good article, research article, and how to discuss. Today, I really very fruitful and very interested and interesting point of view. That is yeah, discussion is most important, and virtual presentation, it is very good for the research, because we know that teaching and research both are the fundamental parts of the university teaching level, academic, not only in the uh, yeah, high school level, but in higher education level also. So today
Thank you, sir. We are
program,
running out of
I
time.
really liked it. Okay,
Sorry
thank you very much.
to have to stop you there, but unless we have another colleague who would like to add a final wrapping up point, let us stop the live stream and we can continue any informal conversation within the group. Surendra, I think we are out of time. Instead of 90 minutes, we've gone nearly 100 plus minutes. So let's end the live stream. All right, Surendra?
Okay, sir.
Okay, 1 second.